Once upon another time in a quiet village, there lived an old woman who had a deep love for beautiful things. One day she visited an antique shop and bought a century-old teacup. The delicate shape, the intricate patterns, and the colors on the cup told her that it was no ordinary object. It was a masterpiece. She smiled, remembering the price she paid for it. No, it wasn't expensive at all. Admiring it lovingly, she continued to gaze at the cup. But then something unexpected happened. The teacup suddenly spoke. "I know you are admiring me," it said in a soft voice. "But you must understand, I was not always like this. The struggles I endured made me into what I am today." The old woman blinked in shock. The teacup was talking to her. "How? I don't understand," she stammered, still in disbelief. The teacup explained, "What I mean is, I was once nothing more than a lump of clay. A craftsman came to me, took me in his hands, and began to knead and shape me. I couldn't bear the pressure anymore, so I cried out, 'Enough, please stop.' But the craftsman only smiled and said, 'Not yet.' Then he placed me on a spinning wheel. I spun, and with every turn I grew dizzier. Finally, I cried out again, 'Please, take me off this wheel. I don't want to spin anymore.' The craftsman smiled again and replied, 'Still not yet.' Next, he took me and placed me into a fiery furnace. The heat began to rise, and I thought to myself, 'He is going to burn me to death.' I pounded against the furnace walls and screamed, 'Master, please let me out.' But through the window I could still see him smiling, saying, 'Not yet.' After an hour, he opened the furnace door, pulled me out, and set me down. I could breathe again. The intense heat had finally left me, and I was free. Then he gently brushed some paint on me, and as he did, I felt a tickling sensation. 'Please, master, don't. It tickles,' I begged. But the craftsman simply replied, 'Not yet.' Finally, he held me gently again and walked toward the furnace once more. I was terrified. 'No! Don't put me back in there! Please!' I cried. The craftsman opened the furnace, pushed me inside, and shut the door. The heat doubled this time, and I thought, this time he's really going to burn me. Through the furnace window, I looked at him again, but this time I saw a single tear rolling down his cheek as he whispered, 'Not yet.' I thought I was about to die, but then the door opened once more. The craftsman reached in, gently took me out, and placed me on a high shelf. He looked at me and said, 'Now you are exactly what I wanted you to be. Would you like to see yourself?' 'Yes,' I replied. He brought a mirror and placed it in front of me. I couldn't believe my eyes. I looked at myself over and over again and said, 'This can't be me. I was just a piece of clay.' 'Yes, it is you,' he said. 'The pain and struggles you endured made you into this perfect teacup. If I hadn't worked with you when you were just clay, you would have dried up and crumbled. If I hadn't placed you on the wheel, you would have turned to dust. If I hadn't put you in the hot furnace, you would have cracked. If I hadn't painted you, you would have remained colorless. But the second furnace, that gave you your strength. Now you have everything I wanted you to have.' And as I marveled at my transformation, I heard myself saying, 'Master, I am sorry I didn't trust you. I thought you would harm me. I didn't see that you loved me more than I loved myself. I didn't realize you were doing me good. I see now that the struggles and pain I thought you put me through were actually the things that made me what I am today. Thank you. Thank you for everything.'